Welcome to the Stacked Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
We are back with another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, taking you through all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And last week was indeed a loaded week, as with by the looks of things this week coming up as well. But we're going to take you through all of those top stories. We're going to kick things off. Actually, before we kick things off on the rundown, we gotta send out a huge congratulations to the team at Raise Energy. As mentioned last week, in the last episode, we were going to announce the winner of the this year's Clash of the Cans, and after coming down to Rain, C4 Energy, Ghost, and Raise, and then being taken down even further to Ghost and Raise, the winner turned out to be is Raise Energy. They took out Ghost after coming in second place for the first two contests, the first two Clash of the Cans contests in 2019 and 2020. So it was, I guess you could say it was well earned, and yeah, it was awesome to see them win. It's an energy drink that's come a long way. It was actually one of the first sports nutrition brand beverages before I guess you had that rush of energy drinks over the past year or so. Raise was kind of one of the earlier ones, alongside the likes of America Energy, of course, from America Labs, and C4 Carbonated, which is now known as C4 Energy. So a big shout out to them and a big congratulations, which means that we do now have 3 champions of Clash of the Cans. Nobody's managed to repeat their win, but that always makes things fun and exciting, so we look forward to next year. We're now going to jump straight into the news, and we're actually going to kick things off with some beverage news, although not quite energy drink related. There's a Finnish supplement company called Supermass. We've shared them, I think, maybe once or twice. They're not exactly a frequent brand, pumping out new releases that often, but they came out and they've announced that they're not launching one beverage, they're launching 3. And the coolest part about these products is that they are all based on its original workout supplements. So Supermass has 3 supplements for in and around your workout. There's pre-zone, intra-zone, and after-zone, which you can pretty much figure out what area of the workout they're for. Pre-zone's obviously for before, intra, during, and after is post-workout. But yeah, so they've come up with beverage versions of those. The brand has not revealed the ingredients. We haven't got a look at what's in them, but my guess is you're not probably going to get the same amount of active ingredients that you get in the original supplements. The brand has previewed these beverages, these carbonated beverages in your slim and sleek cans, and I just don't foresee them squeezing in all of the actives that you get in the original supplements in the cans. Just to give you an idea, the intra-zone, which is the intra-workout, that is a hefty 40-gram serving size. And I don't know off the top of my head what the biggest one is, but I don't think I've seen an energy drink or a carbonated beverage with actives anywhere close in that realm. So I am guessing these are going to be sort of maybe like a close example, a close resemblance of the original supplements. Maybe featuring a handful of the ingredients, or maybe featuring lower amounts of all the ingredients. We'll know soon enough, because the Finnish brand is looking to launch them in the coming weeks, and as soon as we get details on what's in them, we will be throwing them up on the website for everyone to see. Next up, we shoot over to the South African brand NPL, who also was in the news for beverage. If you've been following the site, you will have remember it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a few weeks ago, we shared a teaser from NPL for an energy and focus enhancing drink. Basically an energy drink that's combined with focus or nootropic ingredients. And that product was finally revealed this week. The teasers hinted at the name being Hustle, and that has turned out to what it is. But NPL hasn't branded this beverage yet anything remotely like its supplements. It's kind of given it its own look, its own kind of spin-off feel. It's almost unrelated if you didn't know it was from ANPL. But so the brand is a South African company, has launched it in its local market. And as the brand teased, the Hustle energy drink is it's not your typical caffeine, taurine, and so on. The brand has put together a bit of a variety of ingredients. You've got B vitamins, electrolytes, taurine, 200 milligrams of theanine, a surprisingly light dose of tyrosine at 100 milligrams, and 300 milligrams of alpha GPC, and of course, as mentioned, caffeine is in there as well at 150 milligrams, which is right around our kind of preferred amount for a boost any time of the day. So the brand has put together just that wider variety of ingredients to I guess give those extra energy and focus benefits, but the dosages aren't obviously going to be comparing to a nootropic supplement and stuff like that. But you can check that out on the site, get a closer look. It is a pretty awesome looking drink, and it's available now directly from NPL in South Africa. And I'm assuming they're going to be rolling it out to stores and shelves and so on in the coming weeks. The next story we're going to go over is also from Europe, and it comes from none other than Mammut. This was an interesting one, and this was something that I thought I would share. It's not an entirely new release, so we have shared this earlier this year, but I thought was it a very interesting fact and a very interesting little highlight that I didn't know about this product. So last week, Mammut released a sample pack version of one of the flavors of its flagship protein powder, simply named Whey Protein. So you could buy it in bags. I think it was like 1 kg and 3 kg bags, and now you can get it in a little sample packet for 99, €1 basically. And the interesting thing about this flavor, the flavor is called Black Chocolate Cookie. And now when they promoted it, they kind of made it sound like it was like just a cookies and cream almost, or like a chocolate cookie. What I didn't know is that name, Black Chocolate Cookie, is very literal. So the color of the powder, and this is mixed or unmixed, is black. They have made this product completely black. It goes with the look of the brand. The brand is heavily black branded. Basically, it's a black and dark gray mixture. You can check out the look of the brand on the site. But the powder is black and it mixes black. And I just thought that was the coolest thing I had seen on protein powder, even though it wasn't made of a big deal. Mammut launched this flavor earlier this year. And we shared it too, and it wasn't really stated, or I didn't really pay much attention to the name Black Chocolate Cookie. I just thought it was like maybe something lost in translation, maybe just a dark chocolate cookie. I don't really know. But yeah, it's black powder and it mixes black, which I think is one of the strangest and coolest things at the same time. You can check it out on our site. We actually got a picture. Just search Mammut and you'll see there's a picture of it in a glass mixed together and then in a powder by itself. But if you're in Europe, feel free to give it a try, because like I said, now they have the sample pack, so you don't need to buy a 1 kg or 3 kg bag. I imagine it tastes pretty good. Most protein powders do, but it will be an interesting experience downing a black mixed shake. I think that was pretty cool and well worth highlighting if you didn't catch it. We now shoot from Europe to actually, no, we got one more story to share, and interestingly, this is also in the energy drink realm. It's kind of a heating up category. It's just one of those weeks. We've had these episodes before on the podcast where it just seemed like it was beverage news after beverage news. By the looks of things, that's what's going to be coming this week. Obviously recording this episode a day late, but so last week we did a review of an energy drink, or the first ever energy drink from Razorwire. Now, Razorwire isn't an overly large brand. It's not widely available, not hugely well known. It's a gaming company, but they came out with an energy drink version of their gaming supplement. And I've talked about it on this podcast before. It was very interesting because they didn't do kind of switch things up. They put the exact same formula from the gaming supplement into the drink. Now the game, I think there was like one difference. It might have been one ingredient or two ingredients difference. Either way, it was practically the same. But obviously, the original supplement itself wasn't overly loaded. Didn't have huge dosages, so it wasn't, I guess, too difficult to put it into the drink. But the fact that they mimicked it like that was really cool to see, to keep that consistency, so that fans know that when they drink the supplement, they get the same experience when they have the can. But yeah, we actually got our hands on the energy drink recently, and we tried. I think it was we had two cans, and I just sipped the first one. I was like, you guys need to send the other flavors. So they sent over the other two flavors, which actually only just launched. And of all the energy drinks I've tried over the past maybe 1 to 2 years, maybe 2 years, maybe more, this is one of the most impressive new entries I've had in a very, very long time. It reminds me a lot of the original American Energy, not the one that kind of really recently released, which is a little bit different, still good, but not the same kind of sweetness and blend that we get on the first one. The razor wire one is much like that though. It tastes like a fruity soda, just like if you can imagine fruit juice with a bit of carbonation. And that's what I like so much about the original American Energy, and that's what you kind of get in razor wire. There are some things that I think they could refine and make a little bit better, but considering the size of the company and how new they are to the game, let alone beverage, I have to imagine they're probably going to improve this and then make it even better with other flavors. But all of the flavors I've tried had that same refreshing, fruity juice sweetness, and you got to try it. It's awesome, and it was even more impressive because a lot of the energy drinks I've had from the UK, whether they be regular energy drinks or performance-based things, they all kind of have this bite or this tang or this kind of chalkiness that to them, and it's just it's hard. I never really know what to expect when something comes from the UK and Europe. It could be really good, it could be really bad, and this is one of those damn good ones. Far better than anything I'd had from the UK recently, but well worth checking out. If you can get your hands on it, I very much advise you do that. It's pretty damn tasty, and if I had to recommend a flavor, I'd probably say the tropical, but I think even the sweet lemonade, which was even more impressive because I'm not a lemon fan, that was probably one of the best ones of the three. There's watermelon, tropical, and lemonade, but yeah, they're all pretty damn good. So we now go over to the US, which is where the rest of this episode and this podcast episode will be, talking about releases on that side of things. And we have a new product from Muscle Meds. Now, Muscle Meds, obviously the brand in red, known for its beef-based Carnivore protein powder. That product itself has spawned a few spin-offs over the years. There's been the Carnivore, obviously the original Carnivore protein powder. We've seen the Carnivore RTD. There was the Carnivore mass gainer. And this past week we got Carnivore lean meal, which is essentially a balance between Carnivore protein powder and then the Carnivore mass gainer. It's sort of just a lean gainer. So you get every serving comes with 40 grams of protein, obviously from beef, and then 40 grams of carbohydrates from white and sweet potato. So it's I guess, true to its name, Carnivore lean meal. It is very much just a lean meal replacement version of Carnivore, with those carbohydrates coming from clean sources. And no fat in the supplement at all, so you're only really getting the protein and carbohydrates. So it's a pretty interesting spin, pretty cool to see. There is also a couple extras added into the supplement. Notably, there's creatine monohydrate at 2.5 grams, and then there's also BCAAs, which are lower down on the list. They're not listed with an actual dose, but they are lower than the creatine monohydrate, so whatever they're in there at, it's less than 2.5 grams. But you can check out that on our website, or you can go pick it up from the Muscle Meds online store. I believe last time we checked it was sitting at $59.99 for a full-size tub. The next story we have is from Apollo Nutrition, who we've been featured. I'm pretty sure it's coming up every week, maybe every 2 weeks. It's considering the shortages, delays, productions, and all this stuff that's happening in the industry. I'm absolutely blown away that Apollo Nutrition has been able to keep the pace it has, pump out the new products, pump out the new flavors, tease everything. It's been one hell of a year for them. It's incredibly difficult to not have noticed Apollo Nutrition. If you didn't know them before, you will have had to have known them now. Incredibly well put together, hardcore brand that just keeps pumping out new product after new product. And this past week, they revealed and released a special edition flavor of their pre-workout hooligan, which is of the more balanced, well-rounded hooligan. They came out with a special edition flavor put together in partnership with their star athlete, Branch Warren. I think they kind of hinted that when I did an interview with Branch Warren earlier in the year, and he said he was working on sort of a collaboration or some sort of partnership product. This is obviously what they were talking about. As mentioned, the flavor is called Painkiller, which obviously doesn't really say a whole lot about what it actually tastes like. But from what we've been told is a pina colada and orange combination. But yeah, it comes with a nice little quote on the front as well, saying that nobody owes you a damn thing, earn it. The quote obviously coming from Branch Warren. And then the rest of the tub kind of has a very nice alternative label design to help further separate it from any of the other flavors. And I think that they had a promotion as well. If you're one of the first 500 to order the Hooligan Special Edition Branch Warren from the Apollo website, you would have got a signed bottle. So Branch Warren went in and signed 500 of these bottles. And so just to make it that extra personal, extra bit special, I thought that was pretty cool to see as well. It does feature the same formula as any other flavor of Hooligan, and it costs the same as well. So it's basically just a nice, cool little special edition, limited time flavor. And the first, I guess, that they've done is a collaboration flavor in-house, because there was that the special edition Assassin with my good friend TJ over at Fitness Deal News. That was their first collaboration. From what I know, this would be obviously their first one within an athlete or ambassador on their team. The next story we have, or last two we have, is we're going to cover Core Nutritionals. And basically they announced something that we had kind of heard about earlier in the year. I think it might have been the end of last year. But at that time, it was very much just a concept, an idea, nothing concrete, nothing firm. So if you can cast your mind back to all those months ago, Core Nutritionals talked about coming out with a Lifeline series, which is something we've seen several brands do. Dragon Pharma did one. I know Revive is known for these types of supplements. It's like a health and wellness line. So I guess it's something that I've seen from a few other brands, and I wouldn't call it a trend because it's not very easy to do. Basically, it's something I've seen brands do where they, instead of doing an essential series, which is typically like basic stuff like creatines, glutamines, and stuff like that, they go for a more advanced approach, but they try and tackle some of those areas that those essential supplements would do. So Core Nutritionals confirmed it was coming out with a series, or was working on a series called Lifeline. This past week we got a lot more information on that Lifeline series, and basically it's a health and wellness line that focuses on specific areas of health that you wouldn't necessarily get from most other brands. Again, that you see these kinds of benefits promoted for essential commodity type supplements where they have like one ingredient or two ingredients. The Lifeline series is a family of very advanced supplements. Again, much like the Dragon Pharma RX line, I think it was called. Again, Revive MD does a lot of these. There are many other brands who have done it, but it's not it's a complicated, very specialized way to do things. And so the Lifeline series is going to consist of 5 supplements. 5 supplements to start. There'll be Core Heart, obviously to help with heart and cardiovascular health. There'll be Core Prostate. Again, these are all very self-explanatory supplements, bar one. There's Core Gut for digestion and gut health, Core Liver. And then finally, there's a supplement called Core Soothe, which is the only one I guess you need a bit of explanation, and that is it is an anti-inflammatory supplement. So again, 5 products in the lineup. You're about to stack them all together. And the craziest thing is Core was already one of my favorite brands to stack personally. I would always frequently buy my stacks month to month from them, whether the goal be weight loss, maintenance, health, muscle building, whatever. They have a great variety of supplements. And I always liked them for their variety. And I always thought that every time they come out with something that I didn't think they had any room to fit anything else in. And when they did Core C, I was like, how are they going to squeeze in another fat burner? They already had Burn, Shred, but they found room, and now they're coming out with the Lifeline series, and this isn't one supplement, this is 5. So all of these have just found their way into the lineup. They're going to be very separate, very dedicated. Again, you're about to stack them with everything else in the lineup, and they'll have their own respective purpose, be well formulated, which you know is believable and true coming from Doug Miller. So you can look out for those. I believe they're due to launch in the coming days and coming weeks and months. I think that they haven't set an exact date, and this is going to be quite a comprehensive launch. As mentioned, it's 5 supplements. This isn't just your typical pre-amino protein. This is a 5 all at once, from what I understand. And we'll make sure we share more information on each individual item as we get closer to launch. To close out the episode, we're going to talk about G Fuel, who has just kind of like Apollon, it's just had a tremendous year. If there was just an award for coolest, most creative releases, it has to go to G Fuel. I mean, we've seen some sweet collaborations from the likes of Ghost and many other brands this year, but G Fuel has just been non-stop. And this past month was a huge one for G Fuel. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of stories. Basically, I'm going to run over all the stories that we had this month for them, because I don't think we touched on them, maybe all of them, in past episodes. But even if we did, we'll go over them again. Firstly, G Fuel's teamed up with the film Venom, the new sequel to the original Marvel Comics film Venom. It's called Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and they've gone for a very cool, deep partnership on this one, to the extent where they've created 2 flavors of their gaming supplement, also called G Fuel. One of them is called Black Ooze, and that is themed around the main character of the Venom film series, Venom. And then the other one's called Red Ooze, and that's themed around the villain from the upcoming Venom sequel, Carnage. And so the characters are both featured on the tubs, and the colors are all kind of individual, and the flavors are separate as well. So Black Ooze is a black cherry, I believe, and then Red Ooze is a sour black cherry. And then from what I know, they're also coming out with energy drink versions of those. So I think actually those were announced today, and they'll be rolling out. I'm not sure exactly when any of those are coming out, but I know they're coming out soon with the movie Venom, Let There Be Carnage, also on its way to cinemas and theatres across the country. On top of the Venom releases, okay, these guys have had a crazy busy month. G Fuel launched a new variety pack at the membership retailer Sam's Club. And this isn't just a typical variety pack. I thought this was really cool to see. So they, as far as I know, they kind of snuck this one out. I saw it on Sam's Club before we saw kind of any announcement from them. So basically it's an 18 can variety pack, and it comes with 3 flavors, 2 of which you'll be familiar with if you know the energy drink. There's Phaseberry and Sour Chug Rug, and the third is an all new partnership with a flavor called M-Fam Punch, put together in partnership with Nick Merckx, popular streamer and gamer. And they put together this flavor, and you can only get it in this variety pack of 18, which again is also exclusively at Sam's Club. But better yet, I haven't seen it like kind of like a bulk pack or a deal on the G Fuel energy drink, or really any way to kind of get it super cheap outside of maybe a sale or a discount code. So this Sam's Club thing is crazy cost effective, because typically when you buy the G Fuel energy drink from the brand's website, it's $31.99 for 12, which is, again, isn't bad. It's close to other energy drinks where you get sitting around that $25 mark. Obviously you get better deals and more mainstream ones in stores, but $31.99 is not bad. And but that Sam's Club, this M-Fam Punch variety pack is $27 for 18 cans, which works out to be about like 44% cheaper per drink. So I mean, even if you're a fan of the energy drink and you may not like one of those flavors, it's a pretty damn good deal, and it's well worth picking up, just to save the value, save on the money. Again, that was one of the many things G Fuel has done the past few weeks. They also released or announced a powder supplement version of Flavor Bomb. Now, this is another collaboration. This was the first ever movie we saw G Fuel partner up with, and this was with Free Guy, which is the Ryan Reynolds film that's recently hit theaters. They made an energy drink flavor called Flavor Bomb, featuring graphics from the movies and all that, and the Free Guy movie. And then basically this month they've come out and said we've done a special edition flavor of the supplement as well, in that same Flavor Bomb flavor, the same flavor as you get in the energy drink. Two more stories to close out this episode. Again, G Fuel's done a lot. I think this has all been in the past week and a half, maybe week or two. They've just been incredibly busy. So the next story we've got from G Fuel is they've created a flavor. Now, if you're a meme fan, you'll know exactly what this is. It's called Stonks, and so the flavor itself is called Stonks, which is a phrase or intentional misspelling of the word stocks, which people use in memes relating to financial stocks and all that, kind of making fun of it and everything. And there is a very famous meme featuring that word, as well as the meme guy. It's from years and years and years ago. I say no years, but it's from a few years ago, and they've taken that meme and put it in the background of this flavor. And as much of a joke as you might think this is an actual flavor, this is kind of what they did with the Sonic flavor. If you remember a few months back, G Fuel did partner with Sega to do a flavor of called inspired by Sonic, and then they did a flavor called Sonic, which is Sonic with an A, also based on a meme, and then the flavor was chili dogs, and it was I initially thought it was a joke. Turned out it wasn't. I don't even think we shared it because I thought it was a joke, and that was indeed real. That is the same case here. This flavor is called Stonks, again based on the meme, and it is very, very real. Looking at it, you may not think so, but it is real. You can join the waitlist for when it will be available on the G Fuel website. But definitely one of the more creative ones we've seen out of G Fuel. They're very clearly having fun with this stuff. But the last one we have, which again I thought was another cool one, is if you can remember back earlier this year, G Fuel released a flavor put together in partnership with the legendary iconic video game Tetris, called Tetris Blast. The flavor first surfaced for the G Fuel energy drink, and then was later put together for the G Fuel powder supplement. Now, G Fuel has taken things a little bit further, and it has put together a collector's box, but this isn't just any collector's box. It comes with it doesn't come with a 40 serving tub. Instead, it comes with 42 single serving stick packs. These are all, none of these are the same, and none of these are in that original Tetris Blast flavor. Even though it's called Tetris Blast, each of these stick packs, there are 42, and so I'm trying to remember get this right. There are 7 different flavors, which you get 6 stick packs of each, And each of those flavors is different from that original Tetris Blast powder supplement flavor and the Tetris Blast energy drink. They call them tetramino flavors. There's just a little thing that they've got going. And yeah, so they kind of have named the 7 different flavors. There's Z tetramino, J tetramino, T, O, L, S, and I. And each of those is a different fruity flavor. For example, S tetramino is apple, O tetramino is citrus lime. And you get 6 of each of those 7 different flavors in this special edition collector's box. That was a mouthful to get through, but the thing is G Fuel just keeps pumping the stuff out. When you think that they're done, they just bring out something more and something exciting, and you got to applaud them. I know that I just ran over what they did in the past week and a half. Might have gone back maybe one of those stories from a little earlier, but this is what they've been doing month and month after. It's just been crazy to watch and fun to see and awesome to follow. So yeah, you can check out all of those stories, all of those announcements over on our website. Just use the search function or look in the features section or be somewhere in there. But thank you for listening. Look forward to having you back next time. And as always, follow along on the website at stack3d.com, or as I say, stack.com.